What's up, y'all? I'm Cierra,
And I'm Blue.
and we are back with another video. So I'm super excited to talk about this topic because this is something that we've been wanting to see in the dating show world for so long, was a queer addition, and we have finally gotten that. So first of all, we just want to send a shout out to Netflix for even incorporating gay people into the dating shows. So thank you, Netflix, for looking out. So basically the show that we're talking about, if you don't know already, is the Ultimatum Queer Love Edition. Now, have you ever been in a situation where you felt like you found your perfect person? You felt like this person was just the one that you wanted to get married to, but they're not ready to take it to the next level yet. Whether it be they're not feeling like it's the right time or they feel like they're just not in the right headspace. Well, that is where the ultimatum comes in. This show is designed for people who have a partner that they love and they want to move forward with, but that partner is not ready yet. So basically, it's 5 couples. They come together and they mingle around and explore different dating options amongst one another to see if this is something that they want to do, if they want to move forward with marriage with their partner, if they want to start dating someone else, or if they want to leave single. Now, I'm not saying this is practical for the real world. If you're having issues with your partner, I wouldn't necessarily recommend taking this route. But as far as the show is concerned, I really do think that this is like an interesting show to watch.
Most definitely. And it gives a representation of the queer community. And I
Yes.
love to see, the diversity in it.
Yes.
I got to see a lot of different people within our community and all different races
Yep.
and religions
Ages.
and ages, everything. So I think they got a nice bunch this time.
Yes. And spoiler alert, if you have not watched the show, then you might want to go do that first because we are spilling tea here.
Or you don't have to. You can just watch us.
Yeah, whatever you want. Whatever floats your boat, your choice. So before we get into the couples, I do want to talk about the hosts. Now, no shade or no disrespect to Miss Swisher. We do really appreciate having someone that accepts us as a queer community. But I do think that it was a missed opportunity for Netflix to have a host that is not a part of the community. I think it would have been a great opportunity for them to showcase some talent within the community with someone who has experienced queer love and can relate and maybe offer some advice. Now, that's not to say, I do want to make it very clear that we appreciate, love, and respect our allies. However, we just think that this would have been a great opportunity to showcase someone from the community.
Especially some new talent. I would love to see somebody new and queer, doing the hosting for this because I think, that gives us the more representation as far as hosting and getting us out there and stuff like that. So I would have loved to see no shade to Miss Swisher or anything like that, but I do agree with you that it was a missed opportunity.
Okay, so let's jump into these couples. So first we're going to start out with Mal and Yoly. So they have been together for a few years now. Yoly issued the ultimatum to Mal. Now, when they first went in, Mal was saying her reason for not wanting to get married was due to financial reasons. She felt like she wanted to make sure that she had enough money for the wedding, the ring, the kids' education, and everything else under the sun before moving forward into a marriage with Yoly. But as we came to find out that may not have been the reason. The real reason was because Mal and Yoly started out as friends. And so Mal was saying how she saw Yoly in other relationships and she didn't feel any different from the previous relationships. She said no matter what relationship Yoly in, she's going to water her grass. She's going to tend to her garden and she's going to do whatever it takes to make that other person feel happy. But as a result of that, it's causing Mal to feel
less unique.
Yeah, if I say less unique, not special, she feels like she's the same as the others. What's your take on it?
I can see where she gets that, especially, when you start off as a friend with someone. If I've seen you through, a couple of different people, and from what, it sounds like what Mal said, some of those people don't look like her. And when you have a dating record that is, a certain type of people, and then you come to the platform and you see that you don't feel like you're any different than them. She's not speaking on you differently. She's not doing anything differently that she didn't do with these other people. I can see how that can create some kind of, insecurity as far as where we're going to go if we are going to get married, because now I don't really feel special, even though I feel like it's kind of sad for Yoly because she may be giving it her all and she just may be like a give all person. And if you're giving somebody your all and they're asking for more, like that will really suck, especially when that person is somebody that you do want to marry. So I feel like Yoly hasn't created that space for Mal to feel like that. Unfortunately, no matter what Yoly has done, I don't think that it has come across to Mal.
Yeah, I can agree with that. It is a bit of a sticky situation, especially because they started out as friends. So I know what you look like in another relationship. You know, sometimes when we date, we only imagine how the other person treated based on what they tell us. But to have like a front row ticket and you're like, wait a minute, I remember with your exes on the third date, you were taking them to a seafood dinner. And now here we are on our third date and I'm going to a seafood dinner, you know? But like you said, on the other half of it, it's like if Yoly is just the type to give 100% to her relationships, like you can't fault her for that. You know,
Right.
If I love genuinely and I love hard and I believe that you're the one and I'm giving you 100%, like how can I give you more when I'm already putting in, 100%? So I think this will be now that Mal actually expressed what the real issue was, maybe they can talk about it and maybe Yoly could do something or ask Mal, how does she need to feel invalidated? What are you missing? What can I do for you? Because they never really even got to discover and explore that problem because Mal just kept saying it was purely financial.
Right. Right. And this is like giving a true answer. And it shows because Mal is interested in Lexi.
Right.
That was her choice. And Lexi made her feel like all those things are obsolete. Like she wants to do it together. She wants to be, building with Lexi as far as when it comes to the funds for the house, the wedding, the kids, the education, anything that she listed with Yoly. She like, Lexi and me could work on this together.
Yeah.
So it's something that Lexi is doing for Mal that, Yoly wasn't able to do. And I don't think it's anything bad. I think different people can give you different things. So I don't think that, Yoly's a bad person or Mal's a bad person or, even Lexi coming in and making her feel those things. I think that it's just different alignment as of right now because somebody can make you realize something different because they're different people.
Yeah, I do think Mal and Yoly are awesome as individuals, but I'm not quite sure how they are as a couple. But we haven't even seen that part of the show yet. They started with the new dates. So the next round of episodes, we'll be able to see how they are with their actual original partners. And then we'll be able to get like a better gauge of, if it's something that could work or if it's something that maybe is just not in the stars for them because I've already seen you express the same amount of love and at this point, it's just not enough.
Exactly. And that can bring us to our next couple because, we have Yoly that did pick Xander, who was more in aligned vision what they wanted. And Xander's dating Vanessa. That's the OG couple. So what do you feel about Xander and Vanessa?
So Xander and Vanessa, their background is they started out, they're in high school, their boyfriends were best friends and that's how they knew each other. They broke up. Years later, they reconnected and basically Vanessa asked Xander, are you gay? And the rest is history. So I feel like personally that Xander is someone who's looking for a traditional marriage, a traditional environment as far as we're going to get married, we're going to have children, we're going to stay together and we're going to build and just stay together forever. Whereas Vanessa is someone who seems to be more free spirited, more here for a good time, not a long time. I just want to, enjoy life and I'm not looking for any foundation. I'm not looking for any stability. So I think their core issue is just foundational. And that's something that could have been discussed in the beginning. Cause I know for a fact that I feel like if Xander would have asked Vanessa, how do you feel about marriage? Like in the beginning, I feel like Vanessa would have had the same answer of like, I'm not looking for that. So, but I do personally believe that, cause remember how Xander said that she only told her best friend that she was gay and then Vanessa asked her and then she said like, yeah, I am. And I feel like since Vanessa is so free spirited and so comfortable with herself despite how the world feels, I feel like Vanessa created a safe space for Xander to where it was like, yeah, no, it's okay to be gay. It's okay to cut your hair. It's okay to dress how you want to dress because I could see Vanessa as someone that is like a great person in that space to like help you come out of your comfort zone and to be who you really want to be. Now what I personally believe is I feel like Vanessa did her job as far as getting Xander to be at the point that she's at now. but I feel like Xander is ready for more and Vanessa is not interested in giving more. So I kind of see their relationship as potentially being, at the end of the line, especially seeing how well she does with Yoly, how fast they connected and how easy it is. I could definitely see them doing like a exchange of partners towards the end.
Yeah, I agree there. I do think that Xander and Yoly, that is one of my guesses, might end up together. But I do think Vanessa is, as much as she has done, and I would say there are like a lot of bad things that she has done. However, I will say that she's honest in the way of she's never said she wanted to get married. She never said she wanted stability. She's never said like any of these things. I think she's being totally crystal clear as far as like what she's there for, because there are a lot of, things that she keeps saying, like solving issues with threesomes, or can we be polyamorous, or can I just have you all the time and then I just have my booty call on the weekend?
Right.
So it's like she's not saying who she is, but I think people are not like receiving that and actually thinking that is, justified as far as her as being a person. But I do believe that she's showing people that, I'm a free thinker. I want to have fun. Here for a long time. I mean, here for a good time, not a long time, like what you said. So I think she's like the epitome of like YOLO to me.
Yeah. She's like the main character in her own movie.
Exactly.
Just living in her own world. I don't have any responsibilities, nor do I want any. So I feel like she kind of sees it as she has this free world, and then Xander is trying to throw all these like, constraints on her as far as being married, because I believe she mentioned that marriage was kind of like boring and she wants something more fun. So I think that is a misconception, is that marriage is boring and
monogamous relationships, are too easy. They don't bring challenges and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I do think that, in that, I think Vanessa has got someone that doesn't want that doesn't align. I think Vanessa and Xander are like completely on two different pages about what should be going on, or how, even the relationship should be conducted and move forward.
Yeah. I could definitely see them as a relationship that has potentially outgrown one another.
Exactly. And I think Vanessa has a lot more searching to do. I think she just wants to connect with all these different people, and like you said, I think she's the main character in her story. Like, I know Vanessa chose Rae, and Rae to me is the complete opposite of what Vanessa has going on. I think Rae is more shy, and even when they talked about what transpired the night before, Vanessa was like, "But did you tell her I'm hot?
Right.
Like, did you tell her I'm irresistible? What? We're out of jail. We could just have a threesome." So I really think that she is like really in her own world, like her own mind about what's going on. Like, why aren't you happy?
Right.
Like, so I think she has an issue, like, connecting with those people, because those people aren't, in the same mind as her, because I've met Vanessa's before. Like, maybe not as much as, I think she does do manipulation tactics. However, I will say, like, I met people, I know that person, like, I've seen them before. So I think she needs to be more in line with what she wants.
Yeah, and I think she should just kind of be honest too. Like, if you don't want a marriage and you don't want a relationship and your partner is like asking you every day, like, I feel like I'm not sure, maybe Vanessa has said it because she said it on the show, but I feel like if you would just be like, I'm not interested in that, I don't want that, like, just make it very clear that you don't want that, then I think at that point they should just break it off.
Right.
Because, like I said, I do think that they worked when Xander was, coming more so into herself. But I think at this point, Xander has outgrown that level, and now she's comfortable with who she is, and she wants to take this newfound Xander to a new level. But I think at this point, she probably just needs to continue what she has going on with Yoly or with someone else, just to, because I just don't really see them being able to go much further, especially if someone's telling you, I do not want that.
Right. So that brings us to our next couple, Lexi and Rae. So these two are a very interesting couple to me. Not only because of how they interact with each other, like I think they do talk to each other, but the fact that Vanessa was able to pull them and they're so different. Like,
Yeah.
but sorry, Lexi seems like that kind of person to me that she doesn't care what, people think about what she has to say, that she's gonna say. She's very articulate. Like at that table, she, said what she had to say about Vanessa without being disrespectful, in my opinion. And I think that she was very outspoken and able to verbalize her wants and needs and everything. And Rae, not so much. Like Rae seems very shy, very like, I'll let them talk and I'll just chill over here. I'll let y'all do y'all thing and I'm just going to, be right here doing my own thing. So I thought it was very interesting that Vanessa was able to pull two different people that were actually together like that. But I do see that Lexi and Rae can definitely, have something if they had some kind of conversation, but they just seem like on two totally different pages also.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Rae, honestly, from what I've seen, I don't think Rae has an idea if she wants to be married or not. Like she doesn't know what she wants, and that's okay. Like that's 100% okay, because I think her question to Lexi was an interesting one. Like how do you bring me on the ultimatum and then say you're having these feelings, say you're having a connection with other people and you want me to figure out what I want? Like what is it that you want? Right. So now it makes it even more confusing.
Yeah, I definitely agree with Rae on that, because I can see that, like, if you're trying to marry me and I'm the one that's saying, like, having some resistance, and you say, okay, well, let's go on this show so you can figure out if you want to marry me or not. And then we go on the show and you're over here almost falling in love, or developing deeper emotions. And it's like, wait a minute, I thought we were working on my problems. What's up with that? So I definitely, I did feel what Rae said on that part.
Right.
But I do see Rae as being, like you said, more so just like kind of like going with the flow. Wherever this takes me is where we're going to head. And then as opposed to Lexi, where she's like, because she's 24 too. So she's like, no, this is what I want. This is where I'm going. I have this. Like, it just seems like she's very planned and very like thorough, as opposed to Rae, who just seems like she's just going with whatever comes. Like, it's just kind of like it is what it is mentality. So how you said, like, it was a shock how Vanessa was able to pull both. I could see how they both need the same thing, because Lexi seems to be very future focused, very career driven, very goal oriented. And some people in that space tend to sacrifice fun and not have fun, and they put their career before fun all the time. Like, fun is not a priority. So the fact that Vanessa brings so much fun, I feel like that's what attracted Lexi to her, as well as Rae, because Rae, she seemed like, again, someone who is very, to herself. She doesn't really go out. She even said being on the show was outside of her comfort zone. So I remember on the beach scene where Vanessa was just like, let's just go get in. And she just like, took her clothes off and went inside. And you could tell that that was something that Rae would have never done if it wasn't for Vanessa. So I think they both sought after that, like, free spirit energy, that fun energy, that I just want to let loose type of energy.
Yeah, I can definitely see that, because I think Lexi didn't listen to her gut almost about something. I do know, she is 24. She is going to learn about listening to her instincts, her intuition, whatever it is that, we all have that certain thing, like where we can feel something, and it doesn't need to be proven. You just know. And I thought it was very interesting that Lexi was able to pull these things out. With, Vanessa, I remember her calling her an atomic bomb, saying she was a bull in a china shop and she's offensive and inappropriate.
She said she saw the devil in her face.
Right. She even said she would kill, or that she could kill her in her sleep, and she was, I think, thunderstorms and lightning. So it was all these red flags, all these things that, would push somebody away from someone. But the thing that pushed her toward her was like, oh, but she's fun and flirty. Like all these things, but fun and flirty. And I don't think that people realize, like, you already said she's a thunderstorm and lightning. Don't be shocked when you get, electrocuted, basically. Right. Because that's kind of what happened, because she knew all these things before it even came out. about Vanessa. So I do think like it shows like you should listen to your intuition. You should vibe with yourself. If you're not feeling something, then let it be that. You don't have to like force it and figure out what it is or anything like that, because I do think what Mal, she compared her to like warm and tea and cozy love. And then but she equated that to the, not being as challenging, and that it wouldn't like, make her a better person. But I do think that sometimes people don't really realize that there's a challenge and there is growth within healthy relationships. There doesn't have to be, 24/7 conflict or war for you to grow as a person, nor should it be. I think that your person should create a safe space for you in which that you feel that, you could be loved and, just, loved more so.
Yeah. I feel that comes from the space of love is pain, marriage is hard. When people say things like that, it puts the expectation that this is supposed to be complicated. This is supposed to be hard. It's not supposed to be easy. So when you have someone that is presenting like chaos, I think Lexi kind of felt like, this is what I'm supposed to be going for. This one's too safe. Miles too safe. Miles is too easy. I'm not going to grow. It's just going to be boring and stale, because that's what we kind of been programmed to believe, and that's not true. You grow from healthy relationships. You grow from loving relationships. Our relationship is very easy. Everything came, even the challenges, we were able to overcome them together, like with ease, because we chose the option that made us feel safe, that made us feel whole. Now, if I chose someone who was, wild and inappropriate, and if we come across a conflict, it might bring out a different side of me, or it might, it just, and would there be growth? Like, of course you're going to grow from every situation, but I kind of like to stay away from toxic growth.
Right. I definitely agree there. So our fourth couple.
Speaking of toxic growth,
right?
Our next couple is Tiff and Mildred. So they've been together off and on for 2 years, and Mildred issued the ultimatum to Tiff. So with their situation is, Mildred basically feels like she wants to be chosen. She wants Tiff to say, you're my wife, you're the one. I'm 100% confident in that, and I want to get married. But the problem for Tiff is that every time we get into an argument, you break up with me. You leave me, and then you call me a couple hours later or a few days later, and then you just, make up and get back into it. But they never have any resolution solving. So it seems like the conflict continues to arise because neither one of them have any type of, I would say, conflict resolution skills. And I've seen the similar behaviors in both of them, between how Tiff is with her new partner, Sam, and how Mildred is with her new partner, Aussie. They both individually started an argument out of thin air pretty much, and exploded at their partner, and I know that's how they act with one another, and it just shows, because Mildred did her, and I'm still confused on how the argument even like started, because it was based on like a good thing, like, oh, I like how we communicate like this. And then she kind of like blew it up, and then she was like, well, I want to talk about it. And I feel like if you're in that space, no wonder you're going to break up, because if one person is just being so loud and, forcing their feelings out, and the other one is doing the same thing, it just becomes too heated to where it's like the best thing to do is to walk away. So I do have faith in them, Tiff and Mildred. However, I do think they will need like some sort of counseling or something to teach them how to calm yourself down, how to de-escalate, how to actually hear what your partner is saying, because Tiff did not hear Sam at all. Like, in my opinion, she didn't hear, she just heard, you don't like my dog. You're not accept. You hate all animals. Like, that's pretty much how she took it. And we clearly heard Sam say, like, I love dog. That's cool to have a dog here. Only thing is, I get claustrophobic when stuff is on my legs. I don't want him to sleep on my leg, And then Tiff made it a whole explosive argument to where, if she would have just heard, if they would have just took the time, she would have took the time to listen to her, they could have found a way to, okay, maybe if we put the dog on my right and you lay on my left, that way your legs aren't covered, something to actually solve the resolution, solve the conflict, as opposed to just making it like a huge deal.
Yeah, I think Tiff is used to that communication style. So I think that just comes out how, that's how her and Mildred talk. That's how they deal with each other. And that's how she communicates now with others. And now she has to grow from that because there is things that people can do and it brings out the worst in that person instead of bringing out the best.
Yeah, that's true.
Because there's I don't think we're meant for everybody. There's some people in this world that are gonna love Tiff and be like, why are you not marrying her now? Same thing with Mildred. And there's gonna be people like, I would never. So I think we're not for everybody. But also I think that by her breaking up the relationship, and I mean Mildred, and just calling Tiff back, I don't think Tiff ever actually is healing from these things.
Yeah.
That's why she doesn't want to move forward, which I agree with her. Like, why would I move forward if you're gonna, break up with me two weeks from now or 2 months from now, and it's not even a breakup anymore, it's a divorce. That makes it more serious. And to know that Mildred has been married before, so she's been through a divorce before. So, she has to be easy on Tiff for that because Tiff has never been married. You've been through that whole journey in your life. That doesn't mean she does.
Right.
And that doesn't mean that she wants to be, in that situation where she has to divorce you. It looks like to me that she would like to solve these issues before you guys step into that ring.
Yeah.
So then, you have a teammate and it's not going to be an enemy. It's not going to be, oh, one thing is going to make us, break up. If I lose, I don't know, if I lose some money here and then all of a sudden you're going to get mad and you're going to break up or whatever the reason is for the breakup, it creates something that's fractured. And every time you try to put it back together, it's not going to fit back exactly how it was. It's going to be a shard. It's going to be something that's going to cut you. It's not going to be perfect. However, you can make it beautiful if you guys work together. So I do think Mildred and Tiff, if they work together, maybe it might work, but I don't see it right now. And maybe it's just because I haven't seen them interact. So I am looking forward to the new episodes to see how Mildred reacts to Tiff in the household.
I agree with you. So that's something to look forward to. So let's move on to our final couple, Aussie and Sam. So they've been together for a year and a half. Aussie is 42 and I believe Sam is 31. And Sam is ready to go. Sam wants to get married. Sam is not playing no games.
Right.
And Aussie is playing lots of games. So that's why they're on the show. Sam issued the ultimatum to Aussie. And from what it sounds like, Aussie is not interested in getting married at all. That's what it kind of sounds like, especially considering how old she is and she still has the mindset of like, maybe not, or just still unsure at 42. I just kind of feel like Aussie doesn't really see marriage in her future. And I just want to say that like, it's okay if you guys are experiencing that, like maybe you feel like maybe marriage isn't for you or it just doesn't align with what you want. Like that's perfectly fine. I feel like society ingrains that in us, like go to school, get a job, get married, have a baby. Like they make marriage such a requirement that it feels unnatural if you don't want to, but it's totally okay to not want to get married, but it does become problematic when you're not expressing that to your partner. I feel like if Aussie would have told Sam up front how she feels about marriage or if she doesn't want to get married, then I feel like they probably would be in a different situation.
Yeah, I think Aussie just has like commitment issues.
Yeah.
I think maybe she might be like getting a little bit cold feet before, even walking to the altar. Because when she was with Mildred, she spoke with her over 3 days and all of a sudden she wanted to get married. And then when Mildred met her friend Mo, her attitude or her thought process started to change. She's like, you with your commitment? She's like, I don't want to be stuck. And that really, stuck out to me. But because she already thinks of it as something, negative, like I don't want to feel like I'm just like to this one, like stuck in
loss
with this
of freedom again.
Exactly. So I think she has commitment issues. And as far as Sam goes, I think Sam is so ready because she's done what you said as far as like that healing work. She's ready. She knows what she wants. She knows that, what kind of life she sees for herself, and she wants that with Aussie. And honestly, to me, I feel like Aussie and Sam are gonna come out of this together, hand in hand. Too. They're one of the couples that I think that are gonna survive this experiment, almost. So I think I could see Sam and Aussie doing well together, and I think they're one of the couples that I think that are gonna be in the end together, because they've I would say Sam has become like one of my favorite people on there. Sam and Lexi have become one of probably my two favorite people so far.
Yeah.
But I'm interested to see what happens next week. Like, am I going to have a mind change or what?
Right. So, like you said, I do think that Sam has done all the healing work that is required, and that's why she's so ready to go. And I feel like Aussie has just been able to just do as she wants. And I don't think Aussie really has found anyone that made her, even consider marriage. Because it seems like a lot of these are like new thoughts, as far as like, it's not like, how some people come in solid, like, no, I don't want to get married, or I want to wait. It seemed like she's kind of open to it. Like how you said, first it was a no because she came on the show, but then with Mildred, it was kind of like a yes, then it went back to like a hard no. So I kind of feel like once Aussie determines if she wants to get married, if it's a yes, then her and Sam will for sure work.
Nice.
But I think if it's a no, then that they need to, of course, go their separate ways.
Is there any other couple, and I should say OG, is there any other OG couple that you think is gonna, come out together besides Aussie and Sam?
Well, to be fair, I haven't really seen them. Like we said, we haven't seen them with their original couples yet, but from just first impressions, I would for sure say Aussie and Sam, and potentially Tiff and Mildred. I definitely see the love there, especially from Tiff. I see the love there. I see the desire there. It's just that the communication is just so off that it becomes almost impossible to stay together. So I would say I wouldn't be surprised if they left together, and maybe Mal and Yoly, now that they have discovered Mal's root issue, but I'm just not sure that's something that can even be resolved without, Yoly doing like 100%, like there's 100% change of whatever she was doing before, that wasn't working. If she was able to make Mal feel seen in her, but the way that her and Lexi are vibing, I'm not even sure, I'm not even sure, to be honest.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see next week and see what's going on. Right. So we'll definitely be making another video. As soon as those episodes come out, we'll be shooting something else and letting you know a review and a recap on that.
But in the meantime, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn that alerts notification on so when we post, you'll know first.
And as we love to, end each video, see the light in each other and be the light for each other.
Yep. Nucka nucka.
Nucka nucka.
Peace, y'all.